Hey everyone, welcome to the Zone of Expandedness. I'm Chris. I'm glad you could stop by for a special Sedona, Arizona episode as I come to you from Bell Rock and its mystical vortex energies that imbue this whole region. That's kind of what I've been feeling. And I just want to chat about my recent experiences in a group dynamic workshop and how the journey that we do of our own awakening, our own expansion, exploring our own consciousness, there's a benefit to doing it alone and going within on your own and having your own inner journey. And there's also a real benefit to doing it collectively, because healing happens in the presence of an empathetic witness was one of the key messages of the workshop I was just at, and it really does have a powerful effect when we do this sort of work collectively. So here's how it all went down for me in the last few days. I've been doing a conscious coaching academy with Aaron Dowdy and Victor Odo over the past number of months, and it culminated with the end of the classroom work with a workshop, a 3-day workshop here in Sedona, Arizona. A lot of people there were doing this coaching course that we've been working our way through, and a lot of people also weren't. But there was such a vortex that is quite experience here in Sedona of collective energy that was powerful in healing for everybody due to the group environment. And if maybe you've been through this yourself and you know all about this, and you know what the power of this collective group healing can be. I'm an Aquarius, and I've always been a little bit of a lone wolf, independent, kind of like, screw everybody, I'm doing it myself, grind it out by myself. And I've done a lot of meditation, a lot of looking within. I keep reading the texts from, new teachers, ancient teachers, everybody in between. Is like the pathway is you have to find it yourself. You have to go within, and there is incredible value to that, because ultimately that is the compass that we have to follow. But on the journey, as we are here collectively and we are here with others, there is such power to doing this work at times with others, because, as I said to start off, Aaron and Victor are often saying the phrase that healing happens in the presence of an empathetic witness, and the support and the collective energy that it was able to generate, I found really powerful. And I was able to, release some stuff that's been there for a while. And I've noticed how, it was ripe, maybe because have been doing my own internal work. There's a pain body chunk that had been really intense for some time on my left side, really feeling like a portal to all my crap, all my pain, maybe not all of it, but some of it, and recent stuff. And I've been allowing it to be, because I know it's part of this process. I know when we do this deep inner work, it kicks stuff up. So it wasn't like freaking out like something's wrong. It's like, no, this is good. But the release that I had from it over the past 3 days with breathwork, doing some deep breathwork sessions in a collective space of 50, 60 of us going deep in breathwork, was quite an amazing experience that just took it to another level of being able to access and release stuff that was in there. But we had just a lot of workshops doing deeper inner work and sharing with others, manifesting our vision and doing that in a very supportive way with each other. And we were all quite floored by the amount of transformation and progress that we each made. Many people came to epiphanies and of who they are and what they need to be and what they need to release from and where they need to go and what the next phase is. And I've found great comfort and support for, just people appreciating me for who I am. Sometimes this journey of, as you know, if you're watching this and you're on the journey of expanding your consciousness, can be quite solitary because, when we start off, we have a family group, friend group that perhaps, people aren't really into it and you're kind of there on your own and it can feel quite lonely. So the value of, friends and supportive cohorts that are also doing the deeper work, even though it's very unique and everyone's in a different phase and even going at it differently. But that's also kind of part of the beauty of the collective experience, where there's people coming at it from so many different perspectives that it adds to that power of multiple perspectives, because getting to the new perspective or vision of reality, your reality, collective reality, however you want to do it. It's like a jigsaw puzzle where you have 1,000 pieces and each piece is absolutely unique. And you pick up one piece and you're just like, oh, it's like blue and it's got a couple of like white stripes on it. You put that whole jigsaw puzzle together with all the unique pieces and you get a whole other picture. And that's what doing the deep work is about. Multiple perspectives within yourself, and you can learn that from others. But when that comes to the table and people bring such different experience and different goals and different places where they are on the path, then it crystallizes into its own powerful vortex that was quite transformative for me. I was surprised. I've been quite surprised. Even having been in this coaching program that's it's online, and sometimes I go to the live things, but they're all recorded and you can watch them wherever you want. So it's been a bit of a solitary experience. But it's a transformative place here in Sedona. And it was a very transformative experience to go through that with others who are there to witness you and your journey, and then being able to do that for others as well, because so much of what we go through, we have the answers. We got the answers. You got the answer. It's because you've created this journey. You've created the journey. Nobody's a victim here, especially if you're doing this deep inner work. You're a more advanced soul. You came in here with a plan. You came in here, even if we're a bit kind of, after a while, we get a little ambitious with our soul journeys. We're like extreme sports enthusiasts. We want the most intense and extreme experience. We want to climb Everest. We want a solo kayak in the Atlantic Ocean, and these kind of extreme journeys. So we sometimes pick very, challenging lifetimes, so that we, the Rubik's Cube puzzle of it all that we have to sort out is that much more challenging, because as we go through multiple incarnations, we want to ramp it up a notch. So, you might have picked a challenging journey because you're an advanced soul. And as we start to, zone into what it is we have to do, because we know, it's not that power of the collective experience isn't about people, learning from others where you need to be or where you need to go. It's like, no, it's within you, but it's a crucible that can help to extract it. And, doing it together is a wonderful experience of giving and receiving. And because, there's very joyful elements to both those things. And there's something that us as humans is very natural and important on our journey, the giving and the receiving. And sometimes we're good at one of them and maybe not good at the other. And one's underdeveloped. And so that's why it's a fabulous exercise to do both with others in a very receptive way. Can be extremely transformative. So if you have that opportunity to do some of this deeper inner work with other people in whatever way. I mean, my experience having been mostly this solo climber, so to speak, has been quite beneficial. And I will always say, do the deep inner work. There is nothing, I mean, of all the things we're doing here, a personal meditation practice is one of the most beneficial things that you can cultivate in your journey. The ability to sit by yourself in silence, just with your thoughts, just with your energy field, and be able to be at peace and to notice it and to understand it and to have a deeper perspective on what's going on in your journey is extremely valuable. And the stubborn me is learning about what can also be done in the collective with others in a shared experience. So yes, I'm just speaking from a heart full of joy, having done that with other people, supporting them on their journey and feeling supported, feeling seen, feeling, we all go through doubts, like I said, because as we explore, and I say, that kernel that's in you, that's the thing. And, your family might be going, like, really? That's what you want? Like we get friends and that sort of thing, especially as we start to expand. And as we start to expand on this journey, and then like we get new ideas. We're not the same old person we used to be. I mean, of course we are in some essence, basic foundation, but we start to become more authentic and we start to become our truer selves. So the truer goals and journeys start to really come online for us. And we might not get that support from the people who have been there during other phases of our life because they were important and there was magnetism and attraction, to having those people in your life during that phase. And as you start to shift and grow, it's natural that there's new people that come online and come into your world. So I find, I'm just amazed at that wonderful feeling of support from other people on a conscious path, on a loving path, on a, expanding path, and that the ability to share that with each other in that collective kind of growth and healing and discovery period or experience, just so that they can witness you. And it has just been so affirming for myself, having just had some doubts, and we all have those doubts. You might have them too, like, really, is that really who I am? Is that really where I'm going? Is that really the thing I should be doing now? Is that I really should be shifting my life in this way? And like, really, because as I say, your family's going, I don't know about that, but, to be around supportive people that are like, yeah, man, I can see that in you. I can see that. You're saying that, and it's like, absolutely. That I can see. And then to be able to do that for others, to support the new vision, the new you that you're becoming, is it's a wonderful experience. So I have just prayers, and I'm sending you out blessings that this happens for you as well. There's lots of wonderful people out there leading wonderful shared experiences. Just be open, I think is always a good thing. I came across this group just through openness, just by, touching in lightly and seeing if there's ease. like just that's touch it in lightly and see if there's something, and you kind of go, I wonder what that's all about, or who those people are, what that kind of group's all about, or that sort of thing, touching it and see if the ease part is like, oh no, that feels good. Like that's you kind of get in touch with that feeling. And there's lots of different people out there. There's just an expansion of humanity's, consciousness is just exploding in all directions, and so many people are exploring their journey on so many different levels. So, put out some intention. I'd like to find some community. I'd like to find some people to do this with, and be open. Don't be so rigid in your thought of it needs to be this or it needs to be that, or I always encourage openness because you're doing something new. Aaron Doughty said something of this weekend. It was a quote of like the ceiling of what you can come up with idea-wise with your mind. The ceiling, like as high as it goes, is the floor of the higher mind and the higher self in higher consciousness. So the mind only gets you so far. You could only think up so many ideas, but what we can tap into, the possibilities of expanded consciousness, the higher mind, our higher selves, it just starts. The ceiling of the mind is the floor of the higher mind, higher self. So just be open to what it may be, and I encourage you all. I just hope that you find some community, and you don't have to be in it forever. You can come and go and be with some people for some time, and you can shift and move on. But to have that experience where you're giving and you're receiving and witnessing others, and they're witnessing you and witnessing this new person that you're becoming, and supporting you in becoming that person. And I support who you're becoming. All of you, if you're taking these steps into higher consciousness, the support for each other is, it's really healing, and it can really help us, jump big levels in our game. On that note, if support along the lines of conscious coaching, awakening guide, I have services available. If that speaks to you in some way, to have work one-on-one with somebody, because you can get deep on different levels. I'm always excited to work with people wherever they are in their journey, because we're all wonderful beings. We all have like strengths. As I say, you know the answer. You know the answer. You know who you are, and you know where you want to go. And sometimes, we get a little stuck. I've been there myself. Damn, I know about being stuck, stubborn, and thinking that this is the way. And sometimes it's the opposite. However, if that appeals to you, all my contact info is down below. I'm an easy person to get in touch with, and I'm happy to even just have a chat to explore what it might look like, without any commitment. And I just give warmth and gratitude and blessings and support to all of you that are on this journey of expandedness, higher consciousness. And I wish you all the best success and growth and expansion on your journey. Lots of love, my friends.